Well, hey crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DiyDreaming, and on this video tutorial, I want to introduce you to this. It is so cool. It is called a Magnolia Design Co tassel maker, and it really makes the process of making tassels a heck of a lot easier. So I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to show you some tassels that I cranked out this morning. We're going to talk about this little project right here. And we'll add some more pieces to it. And I want to give you a little preview of some future tassel projects that we'll make. This is a little angel. Oh my gosh. So as you're hopping on, say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Feel free to sprinkle. Feel free to ask questions, all that good stuff. And if you want a link to this, it is brand spanking new. It was just released today. So this is on my new products page. And I'd be glad to get you a link to that. Or you can just go to my website, which is magnoliadiy.com. Terry says she's been waiting for this. Okay, so let me give you a little scoops about it, a few scoops. Okay, you can use all kinds of different things to make tassels. So let's talk about that first. I made a tassel using some of this Dollar Tree rope, and then I combed it out. I was fiddling around with that this morning, so we'll do something else along those lines in the near future. But of course you can use any kind of yarn. This is the yarn that we're using for this project right here. It's called Peaches and Cream. It's like $1.97 a piece, and I got this at Walmart. Yarn is really nice to make tassels with because it lays so nice and it's soft. So that is one option. Another thing you can use to make tassels with is macrame cording. And to get macrame cording, I have purchased mine at Hobby Lobby, and this is what it looks like. Okay, I don't know what the size of that is. Another thing you can make tassels out of is cotton twine, also known as baker's twine. And it comes in a lot of different colors and styles. You can pick this up all over the place. I picked it up in the wrapping paper section at Target, Hobby Lobby, Joann's, Michael's. I think they even have this at Dollar Tree. So that's another option. And then, of course, you can use twine. And this is really not too bad. This is from Dollar Tree. It's jute twine, and there's 3 rolls, and it's $1.25. And it's pretty soft. The only thing about this stuff from Dollar Tree is that it's a little bit woody. It has a little bit of wood, bottoms of the forest and so forth, tangled up in the twine. Okay, so we're going to be making some tassels with this. It's a tassel maker tool, and what I want to point out to you is getting accustomed to holding it and wrapping it takes just a little practice, but it's going to feel really weird at first. Basically, you're going to be wrapping this way, and if you want a 4.5 inch long tassel from the tip of the head to the bottom, then you're going to wrap around this whole entire, from here to here. Can you see that? If you want a 3.5 inch tassel, then you would wrap right here. And if you want a 2.5 inch tassel, then you wrap right here. And I'll show you this. We'll talk about the top and everything. The tassels can look very different depending on how many times you go around and which length you choose. And this one I made this morning. It was with this soft yarn. This was 50 times that I wrapped it. And this was the 4.5 inch length tassel. Okay, by comparison, this one was the little bit shorter. This was a 3.5 inch, but it was also 50 times. And unless you want skinny tassels, I think 50 times or more, or unless you have a really thick something that you're making your tassels out of, I think 50 times is about perfect. But I'm going to show you what I did with this in just a second. Okay, so you wrap it 50 times, and we'll actually do it. And then you need to get a piece of your twine or your yarn, whatever you're using. You need to get it through here and up to the top to create this. That's where you're tying the whole thing together, and I'll show you that. And then this is where you put your whatever in to tie this little wrap around the tummy. And then you scooch it down and cut the ends. So let's do it. And let me see if I can actually come just a little bit closer. And we will be using this gadget lots. So, yeah. So I will have, I'm sure, lots of videos, and you'll have lots of opportunities to see how to use it. I can't tell if I'm crooked or not. If I am, I'm awfully sorry. Okay, so let's make another one for this. Isn't it cute? Red, cream, and green. Oh, and let me tell you about this right here. I got this at Walmart. It's a beaded garland, and it was $4.98. It was all strung. This is what the length was, which is perfect for this kind of project. It has white, cream, green, and red beads in different sizes on it. They also had this one, which I think would be adorable to do either with like this natural colored yarn and white and black, or just natural and black. So that's another option. Another thing you could do if you want to do this project with the little tassels hanging on it is you can buy these garlands also at Walmart in the Christmas section. And this is 12 feet of beads that have good holes in them for $6.98. So this is just a teeny bit of it. I have been cutting off of this one and using some of these beads. So if you want to do this project that we're doing today, those are some options for the beaded garland that you're going to be putting it on. Okay. So let's make, okay, let me tell you about this real quick. I have so much in my head to tell you. On the green ones here, I did 50 wraps. On the cream and the red, I did 30. So can you tell the difference in how fat or not those are? And on the green ones, I used these little pearls. They're adhesive pearls that I picked up at Walmart a while ago. And I just stuck them onto my little green Christmas trees. And then these are ornament hangers that I just cut the star off with some good, cutters, wire cutters. And I hot glued them onto the top of the Christmas trees. Okay, so let's make a Christmas tree. And let me show you the whole process with this little gadget. Okay. And this is a great project to do. I'm going to just throw my yarn down here so it can be coming up. It's a great project to do when you're sitting in a comfy chair or on the couch watching TV. Really. Okay, these tassels for this garland are 4.5 inches long. So I'm going to start, I always start with, this is going to be one end. I leave it longer than the end of this. Okay, and then you just start wrapping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it's easier to wrap around this side than around this side because it want your yarn or twine or macrame or whatever you're using wants to get caught in here. So it's easier to wrap around this way. The other thing I want to tell you, and we'll keep going, is don't wrap too tight. Because if you do, it will be hard to get the little thing in to tie the top of your tassel, and you need that. Okay, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17. Okay, and it's messy. I didn't wrap it all perfect, but this is going to be the other tail, so I'm going to cut this. Let me get some, I'm going to cut it long too, okay? So that's 50 times around the longest length. Then the next thing you want to do, if you're going to do like a beaded garland, then leave the thing that you tie around the top long. For this project, I'm just tying it on these little beads. So I just have a short one. It's about 12 inches long, and we're going to cut most of that off. Okay, so we want to get it underneath this lump right here. And basically what I do is I'm just going to thread it in this little so I just threaded it in this little space right here. Can you guys see? And then I'm going to scooch it, that's a technical term, up to the top as best I can. And I'm going to tie a knot. So that's the first thing. And this is, you guys, this is just how I have found it to be most comfortable to do. I don't know if there's an official video that Magnolia has put out on using this tassel maker or not. And maybe you'll develop your own way of doing it. So I just tied that in a double knot. All right, now I need to tie the tummy. And so I'm going to scooch it over just a little bit so I can get into this section that says tie. And for this, I'm going to do like around 36 inches. Something, a good amount, because we're going to wrap that tummy good. And I'm just going to thread it through the tie thing. Okay, and let me point something out to you. If you tie it up high, whoops, get down there. Okay, if you tie it up high, it'll have a shorter little head on it. If you tie it down lower, it will have a longer head on it. And it doesn't matter, it's just personal preference, what you like. And to do this, I'm just going to tie a double knot, and then we'll scooch it off of the tassel maker. This is really fun. I mean, I have been playing with it for a while, getting it all figured out. Okay, so here's the top that we're going to hang our tassel with, and here's the tummy. And I tied it once around, and I tied a knot. Okay, now we're just going to scooch our tassel off. And once you get it off the hoop, the length that you did it on, it's easy. It will just, the whole thing will come off. So you can see that is where I tied the top, and this is where I tied the tummy. Okay, so now for the tummy, and you may want to retie this a little bit tighter on the top. It's hard to get it very tight when it's on this. Okay, so for the tummy, you're going to go 2 different directions with your strings. So I'm going to hold this string that's on the tummy out of the way, and then I'm just going to go this direction, and I am tightening it up a little bit, and I'm going to leave like that much, And then with the other one, I'm going to go the opposite direction. And you can make this little band around the tummy as thick as you want, but can you see where we're going? And I'm going to tie this in a triple knot. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we have the thing on the top of this little tassel's head, and then we have the tummy. Okay, so let's cut the tummy off, these strings off the tummy. I'm just gonna cut them, you know, so they're pretty short. So I just took this off. And you can trim that really close if you want. I don't think it's gonna matter for this project that we're working on. Okay, then the next thing we need to do is we need to cut all the loops at the bottom. And I have found that it's easier if you don't cut them all at the same time. So you're just going to pull your scissors through the loop and pull it out tight, and then chop. You're going to probably have a couple of loops hiding that you need to come back and do. Yep, there's one hiding right there. 2 hiding. And here's another one. Another 2. Another 3. Okay, so then you can trim the bottom of your tassel up so it's all about the same length, and then the start and end cord, you're going to trim those the length of your tassel also. All right, so this was 50 loops around this tassel maker, which you can get at magnoliadiy.com. Thank you so much for the stars. Or I can get you a link. It's on the new Magnolia items page on my website. But anyways, it was 50 times around the longest one, which is 4.5. And this is the top, and there's the tummy. I freed all the loops. No, I did not. I still see one. Okay, now I've got them all, I think. Okay, and I'm talking about this project right here, which I did not come up with this project, okay? I don't want to take credit. I don't know who did, but my friend and one of the owners of Magnolia Design Company sent me a picture of a darling one of these this morning when I was talking to her, you know, through Facebook Messenger about what I was planning to do today. And the one she showed me had a different colored green little Christmas tree on it, but it was adorable. So she gave me this idea. Okay, so for this project now, I'm doing green, cream, red. Green, cream, red. So let's add this little green Christmas tree here. And for mine, you know, you can space them out however you want. I just did 5 big beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I tied it on here in a double knot right before the next big bead. Make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. And then I'm just going to make a double or triple knot and trim off these long tails. I suppose it is a little wasteful to have these long tails, but it's so much easier to manage when you have a long enough string to be able to do what you want to do. Okay, so then on only the trees, I'm adding these little adhesive pearls from Walmart in the craft section. And you just pull a strip off, and then you pull off the individual one, and you literally just plop it on here, and it sticks. And you can put them absolutely wherever you want. You could glue colored beads. You could do little wood pieces. That makes it, I think, makes it look more like a Christmas tree. And I was thinking, okay, so what can I do for the tops of my trees? And Dollar Tree does have some good little sparkly gold. Let me see if I have them handy anywhere here. Yeah, they have this. And these are good. But I didn't want it to be sparkly. So, while I was at Walmart last time, I picked these up. These are, there's 12 in a package. It was $2.68. They're in the Christmas decorating section. It's just, they're just ornament hangers. And I'm just going to use my sharp little, oops, tools to basically cut it off of, where is it? Oh, there we go. Okay. And then I'm going to put a little blob of hot glue right here. And stick my little Christmas tree right into that. And voila, there you go. This is the one we just made. So let's review this, and then we'll talk a little bit more about some future stuff that we'll be doing with the tassel maker. Okay, so this is just a tassel garland that I made after my friend Crystal gave me a really cute idea. It was easy, this took no time at all. The green Christmas trees are 50 times around this. The longest length, which is 4.5 inches. Can you see that right there? They're 50 times around it. The red and the cream are 30 times because I wanted them to look a little skinnier, but also around this long length of 4.5 inches. And then I just added the little pearls and the stars on here. This little garland is one of these doodads in the Christmas section at Walmart. My yarn was also from Walmart in the craft section. And this is good enough for this kind of a project. It's soft and it's not falling apart. And it's around, like, I think it was $1.97 for each one of these. I think they're called skeins or something like that. I do a little crochet. I used to know how to knit, but I cannot remember how to do that anymore. So I used that, and that is pretty much this whole story. I will finish it up. I don't know what I'm going to do. I may put this in my auction that I'll be having of projects that I've made sometime in the next 10 days. I don't have a date for that yet, but I may do that. Of course, I'll finish it up all nice and pretty before I do that. Okay, so coming up here on DIY Dreaming with our new friend, Mr. Tassel Maker. Do you guys remember, it was either last year or the year before, when I made that Christmas tree out of cream colored tassels that I just glued on a board in the shape of a Christmas tree, and then I put a tin star at the top. We'll do another project or a couple more projects like that. I looked everywhere for that project and I cannot find it. Of course, I have way too many craft projects hanging around. I may have put it downstairs with my Christmas decorations, so I'll find it, but we'll do that again. And then we'll also do some variations of angels. Easy angels using the tassel maker. This little angel right here was made. Everything came from Dollar Tree except for my tassel maker and the bead. I don't know where that specific bead came from, but even this burlap trim that I used to make her little crown came from Dollar Tree. So we'll do this as a future project, and we'll experiment with what kind of what we want to make our angels out of. But isn't it cute? This is me just with this random idea to make angels. This is me just fiddling around with what I had on hand. So I know if I take some time and practice, that we can come up with something pretty darn cute. And I think these would be adorable on a Christmas tree. And you could do them in whatever color to go with your decor. So those are 3 projects that we'll have coming up. We may do some more of these garlands, tassel garlands. And if you like to do beaded garlands, things like this, oops, or I had another one out. I don't know where it's gone. May have gone to the floor. Oh, here. If you like to do that kind of thing, or anything that I've just showed you, this is a great tool to have. And it's not expensive at all. It just makes the whole process so much easier. So I definitely recommend it. If you want a direct link to this, it's on the on my website, which is magnoliadiy.com. No space in there, unless you want to look at barbecues. magnoliadiy.com. It's on the new Magnolia items page, but I'll get you a direct link to that page if you want to look. Connie's asking how much it is. I don't remember for sure, but I think it's like $12, $11 or $12 or something like that. You could put angels at either end of the garland. That is what somebody just said. That's brilliant. You could do these tassels smaller. You could put them closer together. You could put them on just a plain, beaded garland. It doesn't even have to be beaded. So there's so many options. But let me know if you want a link. You can just say link, or you can say tassel maker. And I'm going to hop off in about 2 seconds. Go get a glass of water, sit down in my comfy chair, and I will get you guys all the information. So far today I've made, I don't know, maybe 10 or 12 tassels in no time whatsoever. This is a great item to have your hands be busy, so you're not wanting to snack in front of the TV in the evenings. And I'm just really excited about it. So that is what I wanted to show you. I hope you liked this little project. I think this is going to be so cute when I get it all figured out. So be watching for that. And then we'll make the Christmas trees out of the individual tassels. And hopefully I'll be able to find my project from this last year or the year before. I can't remember. Anyways, because it was beautiful. Alrighty, you guys have a blessed and wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you tomorrow.